The ultimate trap is set now. While Bitcoin is looking like it is about to peak out and the top might have already been in, well, everybody is giving up on Ethereum, but history is showing us exactly what is about to happen next. So we'll be talking about that exactly in today's update video. What do I expect will happen next for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and what am I going to be doing next with my trades? This video is definitely one you do not want to miss. Make sure to watch it all the way through. So as always, let's get started with that shorter time frame. And in that shorter time frame, Bitcoin is still holding on to the base level of support. Previous resistance right now being turned into support. This 108k level, 110k approximately, we are still holding above it. Now, yes, we have been creating a massive liquidation wick on the downside, and usually these liquidation wicks tend to be getting filled. So because of that, we might still be expecting a retest of the 50 weekly moving average and then still be all good. As long as we're still going to be holding above the 50 weekly moving average, we're still going to be trading ultimately in a bull market. Whenever we're going to be falling down below it, well, then we really need to be panicking, and then officially we are trading inside of a bear market. That is not happening yet right now, although I have been talking about all of these signals yesterday and a few weeks before, even a few months before, that we are coming very close towards that Bitcoin top, and that it is starting to look like we're coming to that Bitcoin top very close. Based on the 4-year cycle, based on this chart over here, we are coming to that period of time where Bitcoin has always been peaking out at. On top of that, we've been reaching the second Fibonacci level of resistance, and we've been liquidity grabbing above that level, and after that, we have been seeing a harsh rejection. So this isn't looking very good for this cycle. This isn't really looking very good for the Bitcoin price, and it is looking like the Bitcoin top is coming in very close. Also based on this chart, the 4-year cycle again. Now, many people are talking about the fact that all of these bull market peak indicator top signals have not been getting reached. I mean, still 0 out of the 30 bull market peak indicators have been getting hit. However, I have been talking about this fact already extensively, that all of these on-chain signals are always diminishing. During every single cycle, they've been getting less and less euphoric, and for these on-chain indicators, you can also draw downtrending trend lines, and based on that, we have already been hitting these downtrending trend lines, and based on that, based on the diminishing returns, diminishing euphoria every single cycle, we may already have a look into a Bitcoin top getting hit. Based on the Nupal indicator, on-chain indicator, which is my favorite indicator, and the MVRV Z-score, which is also a very famous on-chain indicator. On top of that, demand is right now clearly fading. Demand is getting lower and lower for Bitcoin. And this is a big divergence which is being created, which has been getting created every single cycle before the bull market top. So based on this, well, it is going to be looking very likely that the Bitcoin top might have already been in, and it is probably already in my personal opinion. Now, of course, we need to be waiting for our confirmations to really start calling the bull market top. We need to be waiting until we're going to be breaking below that 50 weekly moving average, and then officially the bull market top will be in. However, right now it is already looking very dangerous, and it is already looking very likely like the top will be in. Now, this is all the bad news, right? That the top might have already been in. But now we are entering the good news, because always every single cycle, whenever Bitcoin has been hitting its top, well, Ethereum has been seeing one last big shakeout, one last huge liquidity sweep to shake everybody out. And after that, Ethereum has always seen huge historical gains. The best performance has always been happening for Ethereum after the Bitcoin top has already been in. And I have this chart over here from Crypto Bullet, so shout out to Crypto Bullet on X. This is an amazing chart that we're having, and it's perfectly confluencing with our thesis of the Bitcoin top, is perfectly confluencing with our thesis that Ethereum might still be hitting new all-time highs, and that we might still be seeing an altcoin season during this last phase of the market. So if we have a deeper look into this chart, we can perfectly see that the Bitcoin top was in over here in 2017. boom, Bitcoin was crashing to the downside. Ethereum was following with a huge liquidation sweep right over here. After that, well, Bitcoin has just gotten a base right at around that 12k level, 13k level. Bitcoin did not fall below this base for a month or so, but while Bitcoin was consolidating sideways at above our base, well, Ethereum, all of the money started to flow into Ethereum, and Ethereum saw 100% gain in around this period. So that's absolutely mind-blowing. While Bitcoin has been hitting in the all-time high and has been hitting a base right over here, all of the money started flowing into altcoins and into Ethereum. This has happened after Bitcoin has hit its all-time high. This has also happened in 2021. This isn't the exact all-time high, I must mention, because after that we still hit barely an all-time high. Okay, it's just a few percentage points away, but still, I mean, it is a very good comparison where Bitcoin has hit its all-time high right over here of April 2021. Bitcoin has hit its base right over here, base level of support also from this previous support right over here. And Ethereum has seen a liquidity sweep after Bitcoin has hit an all-time high, but Ethereum has held up relatively stronger than Bitcoin did, and all of the money started to rotate into Ethereum. Boom, 90% gain again for Ethereum, while Bitcoin was going down, while Bitcoin was consolidating sideways. Right now, the same exact thing might be happening again, with Bitcoin hitting its all-time high, right, based on all of our data, based on all of our data points we're currently getting, and then while Bitcoin might just be consolidating at above its base right over here at above the 108k level, above the 50 weekly moving average still, well, while Bitcoin might be doing that, it's going to be very likely that Ethereum will take over dominance again and money will start to rotate into Ethereum, and Ethereum will see its last final exit bump of this cycle. Before then, we're going to be entering a big bear market. Before then, Bitcoin is going to be breaking below its base right over here, and then, well, everything is going to be crashing down. So in my opinion, this might be very likely. On top of that, yesterday, the Fed chair Jerome Powell has just had a speech, and it was way more dovish than expected. On top of that, he has mentioned that QT will likely be ending in the next coming months. This is insanely bullish news for our altcoins, for Ethereum, and this is perfectly confluencing with our thesis where Ethereum might be seeing its last exit pump based on the 4-year cycle, based on history, and it might just be happening again right over here. That is just going to be very logical in my personal opinion. So if you want to know exactly how I'm going to be trading this, make sure to join my Platinum group with the first link down below, because over here I'm sharing exactly what I'm doing next, what my next orders will be, and what my game plan is going to be, how I'm going to be profiting maximally from this. So that is very valuable to join that Platinum group. Now, anyways, I have been seeing a very bad sentiment across all social media channels. On my YouTube channel, on other YouTube channels, on my X page, on other X pages, because I've been calling for the bull market top that probably is going to be getting very close now. Now, I've been saying this already 2 or 3 months in advance. I've been saying that bull market top is going to be coming in very likely in October, and maybe for our altcoins in around November. So we might still be seeing that last exit pump for our altcoins until about November. But for Bitcoin, well, it's been coming in very close. However, I've been getting very bad sentiment about this. How can the Bitcoin top be already in? Because Trump is still going to be boosting the markets. It is just the beginning of QT. QT is going to be ending, But everybody is still having very bullish sentiments, and they've been wrapping their minds around, how can Bitcoin be topping now? It's not possible. It's impossible. But one thing that I will share over here is that always, whenever everybody doesn't believe that the bull market top is going to be incoming, that's always the period and always the moment where the actual Bitcoin top actually comes in. Right now, nobody is expecting it. Everybody is expecting a little bit higher. Everybody is expecting that it's just going to be lasting for a little bit longer. Everybody is going to be expecting that it's just going to be an extended cycle. But I will be telling you again that this time it's not going to be different. Always, when everybody isn't believing that the bull market top is going to be in, it's always around that period. Not to say that we cannot make a little bit more gains, because yes, this chart over here, this fractal, is clearly showing us and clearly suggesting us that we are going to be seeing some more gains, and that we can still see a euphoria phase for this cycle, and we can still see Ethereum making some very nice gains for us during this last part. And then after that, these Ethereum gains can very quickly rotate into altcoin gains, with the Bitcoin dominance moving to the downside still during this last part of the cycle. It can happen all very quickly, and history is lining up. The news yesterday of Fed Chair Jerome Powell is exactly lining up. So everything is lining up. Here you go. This is my analysis. And if you're going to be getting interested in trading this yourself as well, make sure to check out the second link down below, because you can be claiming some huge deposit bonuses on Ethereum, which is the perfect asset to trade right now at this moment. In this final and last part of the cycle, it's a perfect asset to trade based on all of our charts that we have been having a look into. And you can right now claim some huge deposit bonuses on Ethereum and some big trading fee discounts only with my link down below, if you're using that link down below. And also, of course, make sure to join my private Telegram group, because here you'll be getting all of the alpha. And also, WeX is hosting a huge trading competition right now, so you can be claiming some big prizes with this trading competition. $500,000 in team leaderboards, and $1 million in the individual zone based on your own trading performances. So make sure to check that one out. It's going to be some free money that you can be grabbing if you're trading anyways. Check that one out. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think about my thesis, what you think about what I'm sharing over here, what you think about my analysis right now in a shorter time frame. I do think that while Bitcoin might be headed a little bit lower still, it is still going to be holding above its base over here, and it is still going to be holding above its base for about a month or so. And during this consolidation, during this sideways consolidation, what we are going to be seeing redistribution from the whales. They're going to be selling off into the weak hands. Weak hands are going to be buying because they're going to be waiting for another push. But no, whales are going to be selling off during this stage, and then we're going to be falling to the downside. But during this final stage, all of the money will start to rotate from Bitcoin into altcoins. That is what I think might be very likely to happen next. Anyways, that is my prediction. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.